bahawa beliau tidak akan bertanding dalam pilihan raya umum yang akan datang. Jadi kalau ada apa-apa soalan kepada Mr. Lim, silakan.
Ada soalan? Tanya Pucuk Kemen.
Hi, YB. May we know why did YB chose today to make this announcement? Any specific reason?
Well, the nomination was about 10 months ago. So that was the position. The nomination was 10 months ago.
For the party candidate
10 months ago.
election.
Yeah, but why?
When I accepted it was 10 months ago. When I accepted the nomination, it was 10 months, about 1 year ago.
So you mean that?
And then the COVID, and then the come in, the postponement of the Congress, etc.
Did you mean 10 months ago you already made the decision to
No,
announce?
I mean it was the nomination was 10 months ago, and then it was there was a lot of postponements, Congress, COVID, and so this is the occasion.
But what makes you to make this major decision? What makes you?
Pardon?
What makes you to decide?
What I will do?
No, what makes you decide to?
Why you decide to?
This decision.
Well, 81 years old.
The main reason.
You're
You
old.
want to know.
81 years old. How many of you are 81 years old? Okay. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Very focus on kid first. After that you can ask me. Yeah, later.
I think the question was, why did you decide to announce your retirement today?
Well, as I said, when I accepted the nomination, it was 10 months ago. So this is the occasion.
So he meant that if you were held earlier, you were announced then. Oh, so you already understand. That's why the nomination got all delayed because of COVID, was deferment.
Apa perancangan YB?
What is your plan?
What is your plan after this?
What's your plan?
We'll talk about. Let us let at least 1 or 2 days, and then we can talk about plans.
Melissa. The other age groups, those leaders who are in your age group, do you think they should retire also?
I can hear very well. Oh, exactly. I can hear you very well.
Do you think other party leaders, those who are in your age, should retire as well?
Retire. Those who are in the age group, should they retire also?
I don't think there's anybody who's 81 years old. I'm the only who's 80. I'm only one who is 81 years old. But I think that's all. Okay. After all, you can ask.
Any advices to the new leader?
If there's any advice, you'll be a private advisor.
You'll be a private advice.
Okay. I think that's all. Right.
Thank you. All right. Just now you asked a question. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Yes. No, we want to get some clarity because there's some confusion following the statement made by Wan Junaidi. Wan Junaidi says that the constitutional amendment is deferred. But then there is an order paper on Monday which states that the constitutional amendment will be tabled for first reading. So we want to know what constitutional amendment is this. As far as we know, the only constitutional amendment that has been discussed with us is the anti-hopping law. And the government is required to discuss with the opposition on the constitutional amendment for two reasons. Number one, it is stated in the MOU, you must discuss with us. Number two is they don't have two-thirds majority. So unless we agree, they will never, they barely have a majority. Don't talk about two-thirds majority. So without our support, you cannot get any constitutional amendment passed. So the only item that fits that constitutional amendment bill would be the anti-hopping law. But yet, at the same time, you see the minister stating otherwise. So there's confusion there. Maybe this government is confused anyway lah. So we need to get clarity. So and also, Dr. Anwar is setting up a meeting with the Prime Minister when he comes back from Vietnam. So I think we get some clarity then. But I said we have made it very clear that if this is not passed, then I think this is the end of the MOU. But let's have some clarity first lah. So wait for him to come back and see what is the constitutional amendment all about tomorrow. And if you want to extend Parliament, I mean, it's okay. You can extend Parliament to get the bill passed. As long as it's passed, you can extend, but not defer. Yes, if necessary, or if let's say if they extend, they can't find a suitable time, early April, whatever. As long as we have a definite date, and we'll discuss it lah. I think when he returns from Vietnam. Yes. Number one is that we say that they want to resolve Parliament as soon as possible. Again, there's confusion now. Because at the beginning of his speech, he talks about dissolving immediately. Then later, he says that, oh, it will not happen soon, before July. So again, there's confusion now. This is a very confused government. All the leaders are confused. I think they themselves are confused what they actually mean also. So whatever they mean, we have to be ready for elections, and including making decisions on the items you have mentioned. Okay, thank you. No, I've said before that the only way to win in the general elections is through a coalition. No party in history has ever won alone. Even UMNO, when it was at its strongest, they also won through a coalition. So let us face that reality, that the people want to see a coalition of the various interests working together under one Malaysian umbrella to rule the country. So that is why we have to go through a coalition approach to fight the next general elections. No, we want to discuss this lah. As I said, just now I said that it's confusion, Melissa. On the one hand, the minister say one thing, but yet the constitutional amendment that will be tabled tomorrow. So let's have some clarity, and the PM has agreed to meet us next week. It will be the new SG will meet together with Anwar and Mat to get some clarity from the Prime Minister. What is actually on? There's just utter confusion. You have to stick to the MOU. You have to stick to the MOU. If you want to, let's say, extend by a few days in March or even April, there's something you can discuss lah. But don't say, no, it is not on. But yet, you suddenly see that there's a bill table for first reading. That has nothing to do with anti-hopping law. You're talking anti-hopping law or mandate? I think we have come up with a statement. We want all our state governments will go for a full term. Right, thank you. Yeah, so we are caught in the middle. On one hand, you have Ahmad Zahid Hamidi saying that the MOU is out to kill UMNO. On the other hand, you have these critics of the MOU saying that the MOU kills the opposition. So which is which? Again, there's utter confusion. So on the one hand, you say UMNO, this is a threat to UMNO, but amongst the opposition, you say this is a threat to the opposition. So which is which? I think for us, as far as the leadership is concerned, our main objective is, number one, to save lives and livelihood. Fight COVID, get it under control, save the economy. 45 billion ringgit injection. And that's why a lot of individuals and businesses getting assistance now actually comes from Pakatan Harapan. The money of 45 million that we put in the MOU. Number two, very important, is the anti-hopping law. So that is for a specific purpose. They say fight COVID, fight economic recession, anti-hopping law, not to go and prop up Ismail Sabri or to support his policies. It is for that specific purpose as mentioned in the MOU. So if you are unclear about MOU, read the MOU, it's on the website. It's very transparent. I think you know the contents probably better than me. But he's very confused. On the one hand, he says, extend. On the other hand, he said, any second now, I can call a dissolution and call for parliament. He's confused. That's why Zahid is confused, Ishan Sabri is confused, UMNO is confused, the whole government is confused. Thank you. No, that you cannot really have a full and free campaign when you are under these COVID SOPs and restrictions. And there's a fear factor. But as I said, we have to really inspire the people to overcome this fear factor. Fear of COVID and all that. So if you do it, let's say later, I think the pandemic will probably settle down by then, hopefully. But more likely than not, it will settle down. I think I've mentioned that in my speech. You can read my speech. No, I repeat what he said. Is there anyone who's 81? Who is 81? In a party, in a BAP, there's no one who's 81. Oh, you're talking about other parties. No, I don't want to comment about other parties. That's why I was... That's why, sorry, I didn't get you, Melissa. I apologize. I thought you meant DAP. So we said there's nobody who's 81. But then you ask me to comment on other parties. I don't want to comment about other parties. Let them comment themselves. It's a natural process. It will happen sooner or later. So it's a natural process. You just have to find the right timing. I think Kisang has shown this timing himself. Okay, thank you. Mat, tambah. Turn things around in what sense? Yeah, I think there's still time to turn things around if everybody is focused and committed towards it. It's that when you are not intent or your heart is not in it, then no matter how much time you give, it will not happen. But if you are able to unite around a common objective of putting a one-to-one fight with Barisan Nasional or Perikatan Nasional, then it can happen very fast. So I think there should be congruency of objectives and goal congruency. So I think that's where we hope to make that happen. We are trying to facilitate that. Well, tadi sebut parti pembangkang. Perikatan bukan parti pembangkang. So itu yang jadi masalah. Kita nak menyatu padukan semua parti pembangkang. So sekiranya kita bekerjasama dengan pihak yang telah tikam belakang, apakah jaminan ia tidak akan berulang lagi? So takkan kita selepas kena satu kali lagi, nak kena sekali lagi. So tentu seperti yang saya sebut, kalau kali pertama dia tipu sama anda, itu salah dia. Tapi kali kedua you rela ditipu oleh dia sekali lagi, itu salah anda sendiri. So, janganlah kita terjerumus dalam keadaan sedemikian. Negotiate what? As I said lah, negotiate what lah? Partnership. What type of partnership? We are talking about Big Ten lah. Big Ten is everybody try to come together. But I think if you talk about Pejuang, I think they are probably, I don't want to comment on it lah. Their objectives is very different. But we want to see whether we can get together again. All right? This is my last day as Secretary General. I can assure you I've never have any meetings with Muhyiddin. Unless you're talking about second level leaders lah. But second level leaders, they meet in parliament, please lah. Just on the corridor you meet. You want to call that a meeting, meh? Or I meet in a MP's lounge, have a cup of coffee, and then Zahid Hamidi tells me, wah, you ada 42 ahli parlimen, Saya, ya, ada. Masa itu you menang 42, sekarang masih kekal 42. Wah, bagus, bagus. That one you call discussion, meh? So it's not lah. You can't talk about real discussion. You meet down to discuss a set agenda. That has never happened with Muhyiddin. You can hear me, huh? Yeah. So that has never happened with Muhyiddin. Okay, I think that's sufficient. It's all right, huh? Thank you very much. Ahmad, you nak tambah tak? Saya ingat you DAP. Okay, terima kasih.